to Girls World.
So, my name is Lauren.
And my name is Madison.
And today we are making
French macarons.
So, two important things you have to do before you actually start baking. First, you have to put your hair up.
And wash your hands.
Yes. So,
okay, so to make French macarons, you need a dry mixture and a wet mixture. So first we're going to make a meringue.
So for the meringue, you will need cream of tartar. And cream of tartar is optional for macarons. You don't have to have it. It'd be better if you did. And as a substitute, if you don't have it, you could put a little bit of lemon, and you will need a pinch of this.
Yeah, so what it does is it just helps the meringue.
Yeah,
it's a stabilizer. It helps the meringue form better.
Next, we have just regular granulated sugar, and you will need 3.5 ounces of that. And next, after that, we have egg whites. You only need the whites, and we will need 4.2 ounces.
Okay, so for the dry mixture, we need fine almond flour, and you're going to need 5.5 ounces of that. And then you're going to need some powdered sugar, 5.5 ounces of that also. You could also find it maybe as confectioner sugar or,
icing sugar.
Okay, so for the dry ingredients, we've got everything we need. The tools you might need are a large spoon, a sifter, and a whisk. So you're going to sift both of the dry ingredients so that it's nice and smooth. Once your powdered sugar is all sifted through, we're going to add the almond flour. Once you have sifted through all the ingredients, you're going to want to mix them up with a whisk till they're fully incorporated.
Okay, so right now I am making the meringue, and I already have the egg whites in here. And so first I'm going to add my cream of tartar. I'm just adding a pinch. And now you are going to add your food coloring of choice. I'm going to make it light pink, so I'm going to add a little bit of red and a little bit of neon pink. Now I'm going to start my stand mixer. You have to start it slow first and then build up. So it started getting a little foamy, so I'm going to add sugar. see when you're done with it, whipping it and adding all the coloring and the flavor, is you should get a nice fluffy mixture, and it should have a peak like this. This is what we need.
Okay, so we transferred the meringue into a larger bowl so it'll be easier to fold. So what we're going to do is, little at a time, we're going to pour the dry mixture into the meringue and fold it through until it's smooth, but not over mixing.
You should end up with a ribbony texture so you can pick it up and it will drip down, but not too much, and it shouldn't be too liquidy.
Or too dry.
Make sure to fold it in so it combines properly.
So that it's evenly distributed. Wait.
That's my baby sister.
Alright, so I put the batter in a piping bag and tied the end with a rubber band. So to put it in a piping bag, I use a tall glass and I put the piping bag in. So once you're spooning it in, you could wipe the side into it. That. When you scoop it.
And when you do it, you don't actually need a tip. If you really want to, you can, but you would just use a regular circle tip. We're just going to cut it because it's a lot easier and we don't need it, so. So over here, we used parchment paper. If you really wanted to, you could draw circles on the bottom of it to shape it, or you could just put it on like us, and at the end we always just match the sizes together and it works out all fine.
You need to pipe it as even as possible because you want to make sure each shell has a match.
And if you have an extra, you can just eat it.
Okay, so to start off, we put parchment paper on our sheet and we made sure to put a little bit of batter so that the parchment paper doesn't slide around while we're piping. So you want to make little circles.
To make it, you just take the piping bag and you hold it and you make a little swirl and then you pull straight up. Once again, you make it in a circle, and then once you're done, you go to the middle and pull it up. Now you repeat this process over and over till you run out of batter.
So this is how it should look like after you've piped it. We've let it sit and dry out a little bit for about 10 minutes. And once those are dried out, we push down the tips just a little bit because they were a little dry. So we set the oven to 300 degrees and put it in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay, so here's our finished product.
We baked it for 12 minutes at 290 degrees. And halfway through, we flipped the pan around in the oven.
How you can tell it's perfect macaron is at the bottom of it, you can see little feet. And feet is basically just a ruffle at the bottom that's a little more crunchy than the rest of it. And it's perfectly fine if you don't have feet. It tastes the exact same.
It's really cute to have the feet. It's like a signature macaron.
So here's ours. Ours have been cooling for about 10 minutes, so the pan's not hot anymore.
Make sure that when you take off when you take the macaron shells off of the baking paper, it has to be cooled first, or else they are going to fall apart. So you want to try to make sure that it's cooled down before you take it off the paper.
And then after, when it's completely cooled, if you made a buttercream for it, you want to put it after it's cooled because you don't want the buttercream to melt.
Especially buttercream.
And of course, you could just store it in the fridge with the filling inside, and it tastes even better than just fresh.
It's better when it sits a little bit.
Yeah, in the fridge. So here's our macarons baking in the oven, and as you can see, they have feet. Some of them are a little smushed because of mishap. And make sure if you're a kid or our age, make sure you have parent supervision or parents to help you. Okay, so for the raspberry buttercream we're making, we use 2.7 ounces of powdered sugar or icing sugar, and we also used 6 ounces of raspberry preserves. You could use any jam or preserves you want. We just chose raspberries because we think it tastes best. And then we need 6 ounces of butter.
Okay, so you're going to want to whip the butter with a hand mixer for a couple of minutes until it is smooth and fluffy. Then you're going to add the powdered sugar, mix it through, and the raspberry jam. After you make the buttercream, you can start filling your macarons. Don't push it down too hard. And I'm Matt.
Hey guys!
Ow!
What did you do?
Okay.
Okay, ready, set, go.
Hey guys! Hey guys! I'm Lauren.
And I'm Madison.
And we are making French Macarons.